Game 2, Angels and Red Sox at Fenway Park on a beautiful night. And Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz preparing for their shot tonight at Kelvin Escobar. The Red Sox batting order: Dustin Pedroia, the rookie second baseman, leads off. Kevin Youkilis homered in Game 1. So did Ortiz. Manny Ramirez, the cleanup hitter. Mike Lowell, then J.D. Drew, Jason Varitek, Coco Crisp, and Julio Lugo. The bottom three, 7, 8, 9 in this lineup, have all done well in their career against Escobar. Something to watch tonight. So after the Angels made Matsuzaka throw 31 pitches, they don't score. And now they hope that Escobar has it together as he delivers strike one to Pedroia.
Escobar can be overpowering, as you can see, won 18 games. Lackey won one more, but a lot of people will tell you that Escobar all season long was a little more consistent. Take a look at the scouting report. He can top out that fastball at 95, has an excellent splitter, and his straight change is becoming one of his best pitches.
31-year-old native of Venezuela, Pedroia chopping one. It's gloved by Asturias. And so Pedroia, who was hitless in 4 at-bats in his postseason debut in Game 1, is retired here. Boy, is that a Youkilis at-bat? No fear of being behind in the count, 0-2, and calmly works his way to a walk.
Well, you've got to throw him strikes because he's not going to swing at anything out of the zone. And Wednesday night, with a 1-0 lead, John Lackey rolled a breaking ball, and Big Poppy rolled it on out of there.
And there's another one to the left of second. So in the first 2 games of this series, Ortiz in this first at-bat has been willing to go the other way and delivers a hit. Angels defensively tonight, Sean Figgins makes his first start of 2007 in center field with Guerrero back and right. Cabrera, a Gold Glove shortstop who's played that caliber of defense this year, according to the Angels. And Jeff Mathis, the starting catcher, he works very well and usually is the catcher for Escobar. 2-2 now to Ramirez. Center field, Figgins frozen for a moment, but breaks back and plays it nicely. So there's 2 down and the runners hold. Angels infield back all the way around. And Lowell draws the second walk of the inning. So they're loaded with 2 outs for J.D. Drew. Mike Butcher, the pitching coach for the Angels, is going to make the trip to the mound. Up the middle, and J.D. Drew delivers. They're going to wait Big Poppy home behind Youkilis, and he will score. 2-0 Red Sox.
The one thing you cannot afford to do is walk these Red Sox. They've got too much thunder in their lineup. The lineup is relentless. You never get a breath. And J.D. Drew takes it right back up the middle. That ball was up in the zone. I told you they're going to run all the way around on the outfield of the Angels. And just like that, the Red Sox, who have a 1-game lead in the series, lead 2-0 here in the first.
Varitek caught by Kendrick, and that ends the inning. But the Red Sox, for the 2nd game in a row, strike in the first inning. Well, there's Kochman doing what Youkilis did to start the Red Sox in the bottom of the first, working on a walk from behind in the count.
Now, between innings, Orlando Cabrera is kind of the leader of this team. And he leans over and he says to Kelvin Escobar, look, you can't be afraid of these hitters. You got to go right at them. You've got to challenge these guys. You get behind them, they'll kill you. Throw strike one. It's the most important pitch to throw. And just go at him. And it looked to me like Escobar was a little tentative in the first inning. And there's a guy whose baseball acumen is off the charts. Orlando Cabrera is one of the leaders of this team and has been since he got there.
On the ground off Pedroia. And Kochman had stopped, but now he'll turn it back on and get to third. So the Angels get a break, and now the first issue for the Red Sox is Pedroia. Immediately they come racing out of the dugout and take a look at the rookie second baseman.
And we'll watch it, and it looked like he landed awkwardly. This ball takes a strange hop, and Pedroia kind of gets stuck, and you see him roll over. Looks like it's the left shoulder, and that would be a huge loss. He's a Rookie of the Year candidate. Most likely he will be the Rookie of the Year. And they're taking a look to see if it's just a stinger or if there's something wrong. He's a tough kid, and I would assume that they would have to yank him out of here with a tractor.
Terry Francona told us Pedroia plays with a chip on his shoulder because he has to. I love that.
Well, when you're his size and when you have a lot of people during the course of your career telling you what you can't do, you eventually overachieve. And I think you'd have to say that Pedroia, who came out of Arizona State as a shortstop, has a tremendous advantage of having a tremendous arm. And now he plays second and has gotten a whole lot better at turning double plays. Fortunately, he's okay.
Of course, here, if he just puts a ball in play in the infield, they'll get a run. The Red Sox will trade a run here for a chance to turn two. And Kendrick goes down on 3 pitches.
That was a good hard slider by Matsuzaka. This one well out of the zone. He got ahead and just wiped him out. You see the good tight slider. Howie Kendrick well out in front of it, trying to protect, and no contact.
4th time, a 3-ball count. Mathis puts it in play to third. Morales runs, and that'll get the Angels a run. So the Angels score their first run of this series, and they do it utilizing their style of baseball. And Figgins flares one to left field for a hit. Morales rounds third. He will score. Figgins is running, and he'll stop at second as the ball scooted by Ramirez. And Sean Figgins delivers the 2-out hit the Angels have been looking for.
This looked like it was going to be a single, and Manny Ramirez played it into a double. The ball slicing down the line. Ramirez just overruns it. The run would have scored anyway, but Figgins would have wound up at first base. So with the pitches piling up on Matsuzaka, the Angels have tied it here in the second.
And Cabrera drives us to left. Ramirez going back into the gap in left center, and that's going to be at the base of the scoreboard. In to score Figgins. Cabrera with an RBI double, and the Angels have their first lead of this series. Well, the little jolt they took by not scoring in the first inning, Stoney, they've more than made up for here in the second.
Well, Cabrera had that heated conversation with Escobar, not only talking the talk, but walking the walk as he one-hops the wall. Angels have put 3 on the board. The inning continues, and the pitches have almost approached 60 for Matsuzaka, and you can see the fans here in Boston reacting to the 2-1 score coming out of Cleveland.
It's a momentary salve for them after the wound of seeing the Angels score 3 runs here. The Angels have just scored 3 runs here, still batting with Vladimir Guerrero at the plate in the second inning. And Guerrero with a ground ball to Dustin Pedroia will make the play on. But the Angels scored 3 runs, 2 of them on 2-out hits off Daisuke Matsuzaka. Now Escobar's last 3 starts, he did not reach 100 pitches. 77 here in the bottom of the 5th. Pulled fair, and Pedroia has his first postseason hit. A leadoff double.
when you fall behind and it becomes an offensive at bat, you can drive the ball if you're looking for something middle in. So Pedroia finally got ahead in the count. He got that fastball up and out over the plate and took it right down the line. No chance for his tourists at all. You see Tim Sheeta saying fair all the way. That's the tying run out at second base.
Kochman creeping in from first, and a check swing that's going to do the job. Well, he didn't mean to, but Escobar finally running to touch first base as Pedroia was keeping the play alive around third.
That was exactly what he wanted to do, although on that pitch he wasn't necessarily trying to do it. It is a check swing, but he does move Pedroia to third and then plays a little game with Escobar. How long can you wait until you tag the batter?
But tonight now Ortiz will be on base 3 times with this intentional walk.
I'm actually kind of surprised. I know that Manny Ramirez is a tremendous hitter, but he was hurt a bit this year and the power numbers were down. But for David Ortiz, who's devastating, he was only walked 12 times intentionally.
That's fouled. Mathis chasing. And he leans in and a fan got it. And there is the most popular man in Boston at 10:47 p.m. Friday night.
Well, when you go into the stands, it's fair game for the fans to grab it, and that's what Mathis tried to do. Now, he would have made that play. He was there. Looked to me like he could have made the play, but that fan has every right to go for it. And go for it he did.
And of course the other issue is you see there the extension, the photography boxes that are installed for postseason play. Regular season, Mathis has a much better chance.
Well, that ball actually was in the glove for a moment, taken out, and now the inning stays alive for Ortiz. That could turn out to be one of the biggest plays of the game.
Well,
see, there's a look at Myron Bartman,
yeah,
who's a distant cousin of Steve Bartman.
I mean, it's amazing because, you know, in fact, the last couple of days, the stories have surfaced again in Chicago. I'm sure you'll see them tomorrow with the game at Wrigley Field about Steve Bartman, and here's Boston's hero. I mean,
well, he took it away from Mathis because that ball was in the glove, and again,
well, you'd say that's more Jeffrey Meyer than Steve Bartman, isn't it?
Well, except this was a foul ball, but it did keep the inning alive, and now he's signing autographs.
Ortiz runs, and the pitch bounces in. And Ramirez comes back and draws a walk to load the bases for Lowell. That'll bring Mike Butcher again from the Angels dugout. Pedroia opened the inning with a double. Ortiz was intentionally walked. Ramirez walks. And the Red Sox RBI man Mike Lowell at the plate. Center field. Figgins back. Going back, he'll make the catch. Pedroia will score the tying run. But the Angels breathe a little more relaxed when that ball left Lowell's bat. They were thinking that could have been a big hit. And there's a fan who's getting an assist. 3-all here in the 5th. And now the Angels' first bullpen action. Scott Shields. Walked more than any team in baseball the last 3 years, and tonight they've drawn 4 on their own, 1 free pass, but they've got another starting pitcher to 100 pitches in the 5th inning, Stoney.
Well, that was to be expected with the rocky start. There's Mike Lowell, a very happy man, having tied it up with a sacrifice fly. Talking with Alex Cora, fine utility infielder for the Red Sox. Turning into a pretty good at bat for J.D. Drew, and it looks to me like Big Papi is going to need the oxygen coming up here soon.
I'm watching Ortiz run, and I mean, of course, it's the playoffs, and it's all serious, but deep down inside he's thinking, would you hit one fair? Just somewhere.
This is the 9th pitch of the at bat, and Big Papi's running out of steam.
And another foul from Drew. And yeah, I tell you what.
I think David wants to call it. He wants to call a timeout here. Hold on for 1 second. I'll get back to the bag, but hold on. There he goes.
Yeah, that's right.
Royce Clayton is saying, put a hook in him. He's done. We'll watch it again. There's Poppy knowing that there's going to be a 10th pitch in this at bat.
You want to score him, you better hit one up in the seats here. And a bouncer. Kochman has to back up, but Escobar is there. So Escobar stands strong at the end. He gets Drew. The Red Sox, they'll push across one with the help of a friendly Bostonian. And we're tied after 5. You notice the streets are fairly quiet on Friday night in Boston, on this Friday night in Boston. You notice that?
I did.
The focus is right here inside Fenway Park, where we go to the 6th inning, and DHL presents MLB Delivery Man as Manny Del Carmen, a local product, comes out of the Boston bullpen. He had a very good second half of the year and worked his way into more important pitching situations for the Red Sox.
Well, he's only 25 years old. He's a fireballer. 44 appearances this year, a minuscule ERA of 2.05. And when they were looking for a trade, everybody that came to Theo Epstein said, that's the guy we want, Manny Del Carmen, and that's the one he wouldn't part with.
Hendrick to the right side, Youkilis. And Del Carmen covers. One away. In the bottom of the 5th, this foul pop off Ramirez bat. Jeff Mathis going over, and there's the young fan within his rights to make a play that ended up being a very popular play in Boston. Look at the bespectacled man right there in the lower right. Stephen King says, way to go.
It was a pretty good effort, and it might have cost the Angels the tie.
Came out of West Roxbury High School, a local product made good, as Mathis to shallow right. Drew. So 2 down in the Angels 6th. Oh, there's that great off-speed pitch. What a great change there from Del Carmen. So a 1-2-3 crisp running on Lugo's fly ball.
And you take a look, he can't pick up the baseball, but he does touch the bag, and you see Ted Barrett looking right at him, and they knew that he hit the bag going there, and all of a sudden everybody in the dugout for the Angels say tag second base. Right now Coco Crisp cannot pick up the ball, and from that angle it's very obvious that he never came close to retouching. So we've seen some sloppy base running.
And Cabrera sends this to left center, and Crisp gets there.
Well, he's the home run hitter, and that's what he's thinking about right here.
And Vladimir Guerrero takes one.
Well, he's looking out at Del Carmen. In a tie game in the 7th inning, there's no way in the world that Del Carmen wants to hit him on purpose. He represents the go-ahead run. And that ball got him up high on the left shoulder. So you see Veritek moving inside. It's not like he was sitting outside and Del Carmen went after him.
Shot a little nasty eye out at him.
I think that's what Veritek told him right there when he went over to him. He said, look, he wasn't throwing at you.
Back in April, Josh Beckett drilled Guerrero. Vladimir's he's never been hit as many as 10 times in a season, which is interesting. All right, Guerrero's being still tended to by the Angels staff. The Red Sox are making a pitching change with Garrett Anderson due up. Vladimir Guerrero seems to be okay, still probably steaming inside.
And Hideki Okajima enters this one. During the regular season, 66 appearances, a fine .222 ERA. He's got a couple of different types of changeups. He has very good control. You can see 63 strikeouts, just 17 walks. And when the opponents are hitting just 202, you know you got pretty good stuff. He was another one of those guys that suffered from a little shoulder fatigue, and they shut him down for a while. Again, from Japan, you play a shorter season. They're playing into October here, and Okajima now is throwing the ball as well as he's thrown it most of the season. Well for you. So this is a critical game as Mike Timlin warms up in the bullpen.
Anderson to center field. 2 down. Got him. So Okajima comes out of the pen to get Anderson and Isturis. Here's our Claritin game summary, and as you see the scoring, most of it happened early. The Red Sox got Lowell sac fly in the 5th to tie it. It's been a battle of the bullpens as both starters were out by the end of the 5th inning, and it's wound up being what we didn't get in Game 1, Stoney. This has been a tight, taut game.
Well, now we're deep in the bullpen, and it's Jonathan Papelbon, who had a remarkable season this year. Spring training, they wanted him to start, and they tried to do just that. And eventually he said, I think the bullpen is where I'd like to be. I think it's my future. His ERA at 185 this year. In 59 appearances, he had 37 saves. But some remarkable numbers. 30 hits in 58 in the 3rd innings. And it's somewhat unbelievable with 84 strikeouts, just 15 walks. The control he has with a fastball that tops out around 97, 98. And a great split finger put away.
Well, at Fenway Park, as we just move past midnight into Saturday morning, the time of night, the time of a game where they turn it to their trusted closer, Jonathan Papelbon. And Kendrick puts the first one in play. And that is off Youkilis's glove. So there goes. Well, we'll wait. We'll wait for the scoring.
That's E5.
Yeah, probably right. But we mentioned earlier tonight the flawless fielding record of Youkilis. And if you ask Youkilis, I'm sure he'll say this is a pick he should make.
Well, it's a throw that Lowell should have made, but not much you can do about physical errors. And that's what that one was. So the inning stays alive. It is an E5. Nothing phases this guy.
There goes Kendrick. Boy, he's still standing up. And Papelbon, who now says he's a closer. The Red Sox say he's a closer. He has one closer trait. Doesn't pay much attention to the runner. Missed. And the Angels may not score, but even this you could consider a minor win in the standpoint now they're going to just force Papelbon to throw some more pitches. So now Reggie Willits is coming in to pinch run for Rivera, which means that I would assume on the first pitch Willits will be standing on second base. Strike 3 there. Papelbon reacts. Strands 2. And Cabrera shallow center. Lugo out. Pedroia out. Lugo. So the first batter, the biggest batter of the inning, out for Papelbon. No hits allowed tonight by the Red Sox bullpen. They came in the game with 2 outs in the 5th inning. Another pop-up. And again, it's Lugo. 2 down.
Well, that shows you the pinpoint control of Papelbon and the reason why He's got almost a 5-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. He threw all 4 pitches to Napoli on the outer portion of the plate, figuring, look, if you're going to try to beat me, it's going to have to be to the opposite field.
And Anderson walks. And Asturias, first pitch, pop up. So the long battle and the walk by Anderson does not pay off. Papelbon gets Asturias on the first pitch. Past midnight at Fenway Park, we go to the bottom of the ninth in a 3-3 game.
Well, the Red Sox need at least one base runner to make sure that Ortiz comes to bat here in the 9th inning, as Lugo leads it off, and then they'll move to the top.
Justin Spire starting his 2nd inning. And Lugo, first pitch, base hit.
That's what Terry Francona was looking for, because now barring a double play as he goes through his set of signs, Big Papi will grab a bat. Mike Scioscia was working with Napoli at getting his feet a little quicker and getting the ball off to second base. That could come in real handy in this situation.
Runner goes. A ground ball to short, so no bunt, but instead the hit and run employed by Terry Francona, and Pedroia does the job. And that's all. A little head nod there by the manager. The rookie did his job.
It is the hit and run, and Pedroia makes contact. The head of the bat goes flying. He's left with the handle, but he's also left with Lugo in scoring position, and that's going to be it for Justin Spire.
So the winning run at second, 1 out, and it's K-Rod time.
They also led him at the tail end of the bullpen with 40 saves this year. The ERA at 2.81. He has what some people term as a slider, but to me it's a curveball, and it's one of the best. 90 strikeouts, 34 walks, but the only thing that you have to think about if you're Julio Lugo is the 7 wild pitches that Rodriguez has made this year. Get a good secondary lead. Anything in the dirt, you got to wind up at third base with.
Hendricks sneaking in, and that a little closer.
That was a good solid throw to second base. That throw is right on the money, and Lugo just barely got back.
And K-Rod gets him. Francisco Rodriguez executes the first part of the plan. Well, Mike Scioscia started this inning with Justin Spire. Obviously, the hope was that he could squeeze as much out of Spire as he could. But the leadoff hit brings Rodriguez in here to face the big hitter. So both teams have got their ace closer in the game, Papelbon. An inning and a third for the Red Sox. And now the Red Sox cleanup hitter, Manny Ramirez, trying to end it.
The Angels did a real good job of making sure that Lugo was held very closely at second base last time. They got to do the same here.
This has been a story tonight. David Ortiz has walked the last 4 times he's batted, twice intentionally. Ramirez in the first 3 at plate appearances following Ortiz's walks, strikeout, walk, walk. Left field, and the Red Sox are winners. Manny Ramirez with an absolute rocket into the Boston night, and the Red Sox lead the series 2-0. The at-bat the Red Sox have looked for all night to make them pay for walking Big Papi. And on the fourth time, Ramirez delivers.
Manny Ramirez has been doing this for a whole lot of years, and that was a no-doubter. As soon as it left the bat, you knew it was gone, putting the Red Sox up 2-0.
Our Chevrolet player of the game for the walk-off, Manny Ramirez. Chevy will donate $1,000 to Major League Baseball's youth baseball charities, Chevy, an American Revolution. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning in Boston, and nobody's left, as Manny Ramirez sent one completely out of Fenway over the monster seats off one of the greatest closers in the game.
Well, here's a guy in Rodriguez that has one of the best curveballs in the game, but he tried to sneak one fastball by Ramirez on the inner portion, and that's where it wound up.
How's that oblique doing right now for Manny, huh?
I would say it's just fine.
And the Red Sox win it 6-3. And they take a 2-0 lead to Anaheim. And the Red Sox tonight won it after a shaky start from Daisuke, but their bullpen, the best bullpen statistically in the American League all year, did the job tonight. And then Manny Ramirez delivers the winning blow, and he's with Jose Mota.
Thanks a lot, guys. Manny, I mean, you tell me, you got through these moments before. What makes this one even more special for you?
Well, first, I want to thank the guy, for the talent that he gave me. And I remember today when I came to the clubhouse, Baratek told me, hey, you never leave Boston without a home run. And I told him, you know it. But, every time that we are home, we never give up. We always go out there, play hard, and I guess, we always come through.
One of the things many people don't know is how well you prepare, okay? You've seen so much from David Ortiz. How prepared were you for this particular at-bat?
Oh, I try to prepare every day, just trying to stay with my plan, Even sometimes I'm going to fail, but if I'm going to fail, it's going to be with my plans.
One thing for you, for sure, you always have a good time. On that particular pitch, you know what you're going to see from Francisco Rodriguez?
Nah, right there, all I'm trying to see, I'm just trying to see the ball and just put a good swing in the bat.
And to do it for your fans here in Boston, how does it feel?
Man, it feels great, man. This is the best fan ever, man. And I know I'm against the clock, but, I love them, man. That's why I came here.
Thank you very much. Well done.
Thanks.
Guys, let's take it back to you.
Well, you could see by where the glove was, Napoli wanted that fastball away, and Rodriguez missed with it on the inner portion, and Manny Ramirez got every bit of that one, sending this full house into delirium.
His 21st career postseason home run. That is only one now behind the all-time leader, Bernie Williams, the former Yankee. And so the Red Sox tonight pitching, bullpen, extraordinary bullpen work, and then in the end, it's only the one long ball from a big hitter.
Well, we wondered when this series started which team would be able to impose their will on the other. The running game of the Angels, the power of the Red Sox. So far, it's been the power and the pitching of the Red Sox.
And of course, the last question for the Angels going home, will Vladimir Guerrero be able to play in Game 3? Game 3, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, Sunday here on TBS. For our entire crew, Ted Robinson, thanks for being with us at Fenway. You've been watching TBS, exclusive home of Major League Baseball's Division Series and the NLCS. And now, let's go back to EJ and the rest of the gang in Atlanta.